Miss Aretha Franklin.
Sweet girl.
You are very handsome. I did like your voice, and I like there's a twinkle in your eye, if I must say.
No, I really don't like when Americans move here and then suddenly develop English accents. So,
right, no. So, but you
I'm sorry, I can't help jumping into the little joke English accent.
I just said laugh. Did you?
Have a laugh.
Have a laugh.
But see, when I do it, I know I'm joking. Clearly, I'm from New York. It's not like, you know, let me come here and pretend that I have an English accent because I want to be posh and fabulous like all of you.
I really haven't paid attention to Madonna since I was in like 7th or 8th grade when she used to be popular. So I didn't.
Well, I've heard that there's a person who, when they ask them about their personal life, they just do this to them.
My point is, what I want the world to know about Nicki Minaj is when you hear Nicki Minaj spit, Nicki Minaj wrote it. And no shade. No shade. No shade.
We're back with Omarosa, and she's here on the show promoting her book, which will be out in October, The Bitch Switch. It is a how-to guide for women. So what else is in the book?
You know, one of the keys for women is negotiating. 77% of women do not negotiate their salary.
Yeah.
So the boss says your salary is $40,000, women go, okay. I, on just general purpose, say no to every offer, the first offer, no matter what.
Okay.
Because people are never going to offer you their top. They're going to always come in with the bottom. So I say no is the beginning of the negotiation. That's when you really start to put in the work to get what you want.
I'm sure that there's some interesting morsels that we can pick up from the book. I mean, this is not my approach. This might not be your approach, you know, the Omarosa way. I feel like in many ways you are the stereotypical angry black woman that white America looks at us as. And I feel...
But I would rather be ABW, angry black woman, than a buffoon.
Yeah, well, no, that's true.
I would rather the ABW than a buffoon.
That's true.
And the truth of the matter
But there's got to be some place in between, and I think what you can do...
But when black women in the workplace tend to speak up, they instantly say, oh, she's angry. I'm not angry. I ain't pissed off about nothing. I'm young, I'm educated, I'm successful, and I represent my community.
That's what you said on the BET red carpet.
And I represent my community well. I give back more to my community than anybody that I know. So if that's being ABW, you're reinforcing stereotypes, and that's important for you not to do.
No, I said
because you don't know me.
That's how,
you really don't.
It's not exactly the type of
reinforcing stereotypes is not good.
You're not my type, Omarosa.
I'm not. Listen,
and let me tell you,
and trust me.
For 22 years,
trust me.
I've been doing what I'm doing.
Congratulations, and I applaud that. I applaud that. But don't be fake, because what happens is you have guests on your show, and then you go on your radio show and talk smack instead of doing it while they're sitting on the couch.
I'm doing it right here.
So that's, you know, I don't have to be your type, but let me be very clear. Been there, done that. Been there, done that.
Let me been there, done that. I don't
been there, done that.
All right, hold on. I don't need to do this show and go on my radio show and talk about anything.
But you've been doing it. You've been having people on, and then you've been talking smack. So the bottom line is, my book comes out in the fall. Buy it if you want to. Don't if you don't. Watch your show if you want to. Don't if you don't. End of the show.
Okay, Omarosa, let's talk about, I know you don't want to talk about the divorced ex-husband, but are you dating now?
I date. I have a lot of fun.
What types of men do you date? And what's that conversation
I love
like?
Beautiful chocolate brothers. I love strong brothers, educated brothers. I love it.
Now, because I've seen you on a few red carpets and, you know, flipping through magazines and stuff like that. You usually don't bring them out with you, or
I don't like to take my dates to work.
Yeah.
What I do is work.
Yeah.
And when I walk on the red carpet, I have to be focused. I do what I do. My fans tune in to watch me. I'm going on my 16th, 17th show because they like it.
Yeah. Now,
I wouldn't be here if I didn't have them.
For a talk show, didn't
For a
you?
talk show. You know, the reason I passed, it was being produced by the producers of Jerry Springer. And I had to make a decision. I know. That's the same thing I said. I had to make a decision whether to go forward or not. And I made a decision. I enjoy doing talk show. I enjoy watching talk. But, you know, it's an interesting world. And I still run my government affairs firm. I still do politics.
Where are you
I
based
still
out
do
of?
D.C.
DC. So you bought, you know, the implants for you, but you got stuff for your mother also. I heard your mother looks fantastic.
We did a makeover show. We did a total makeover in Discovery Health, and I wanted to do that so that people would know about plastic surgery. You're very open, but there are celebrities who are not.
Yeah.
Now, did you have a nose job?
No.
It looks like you had a nose job.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, I just looked at before and after. Honey, before and after. Before and after pictures.
But if I can suggest, because the only thing that I've had done to my face is a little Botox, I would suggest for you some Restylane. The lines stay. They say good black don't crack. She's cracking.
And I would suggest a wig that doesn't sit off my head 3 inches. That would be my suggestion.
You know what, Omarosa? And on that note, thank you for coming on my show. Look for Omarosa's book, The Big Switch, in bookstores in October. We'll be back with today's truth.
But then veteran diva Whitney Houston waded in, retiring Carey's hit with her own #1 debut, Exhale, Shoop Shoop.
All you gotta do is say, shoo-ba-doo.
But that hit was quickly supplanted by Carey's collaboration with Boyz II Men, One Sweet Day. And what does Whitney think about the newest diva on the block?
Maybe it's not what I think, maybe it's what she thinks is more important.
Yeah, that's me.
If Whitney seemed a little snippy this year, well, she had a lot on her mind.
Oh, you're going someplace else now.
Namely her nightclubbing, bar-brawling husband, Bobby Brown, with whom she made an energetic appearance at the MTV Video Music Awards. Shortly thereafter, Brown was said to have checked into rehab.
It's still none of your business. Still.
So this was probably the wrong time to ask her how it felt to be hooking up with producer Babyface again after Madonna had just scored a diva smash of her own with him.
Before Madonna, it was Face and I. Okay. Do I have to say more?
And now, back to this bitch that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
What you say? That you only meant well, cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, cause it is. What you say?